Brain Truth with Allison Jordan. Prepare, renew, reclaim. And now your host, Allison Jordan.
Hey, everybody. Oh my God, Krishana, I heard my music. I heard my music today. All right, guys. Hi, how y'all doing? So welcome to another episode of The Brain Truth with Allison Jordan. This is episode, I think it's episode 215. I can't keep track. Anyway, we're Allison Jordan with The Brain Truth, an iHeartRadio station. You can find us on YouTube. And I need you guys to go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. And we are on Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Podbean, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Player FM, Amazon Music, and Listen Notes, and anywhere you can listen to your podcasts. And of course, here at www.thebraintruth.com, live every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Now, you can also catch your girl every Sunday from noon until 4 p.m. That's right. That's on Sundays, noon to 4 p.m. on the AC Green Show on 106.3 FM, Chicago's R&B. And speaking of me and AC Green, we started an initiative and we teamed up with our buddy, Dr. Malcolm Lee, which you're going to see tonight. He's on our Brain Rain Spotlight, and we will be providing health and wellness testing to receive your accurate, affordable, and fast testing with screens for biomarkers of diseases such as heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, obesity, and mental illness, all of which are accompanied by a health and wellness coaching session. And we will have a 6-week accelerated phlebotomy program. So I'm going to get into that when I bring Dr. Malcolm Lee on, and we're going to talk all about the health screening and also about the phlebotomy program. Also, we are part of the Amazon family. We are an official affiliate of Amazon. So now we have an official Amazon store. For every dollar you spend on our store website, when you go to thebraintruth.com, proceeds go to keeping this podcast going, and we need it. So when you guys decide to go on Amazon, just go to thebraintruth.com and then shop on our store. And if there's stuff that you want us to carry on our store, let me know so I can hurry up and add it, because when you purchase it, then we get the money. Okay, does that make sense, y'all? Okay, cool. Now let's talk about traffic control. Every week I talk about traffic control. What is traffic control, my brain Joes? Traffic control is at the top of every hour. Remember, we pause, we take a deep breath. We get a chance to recalibrate, and we get a chance to move forward with a more clear-headed space. So no matter what we're talking about, we're not trying to be rude, but you're going to stop at the top of hour. We always encourage you guys to put that in your phone so that you get a chance to recalibrate every hour. You get a chance to start all over. So if you're like getting ready to go off on somebody at your job or your husband or your kids, at the stroke of that hour, just stop and go, take that breath, rethink things. So remember, we're going to pause at traffic control at the top of the hour. Okay. Now, tonight is going to be a pretty cool show. Every week is a really good show. So get your pen and your paper, because every time you hear something, either you're going to screenshot it or you're just going to write it down. So I need everybody to always just remember to have pen and paper when you're watching The Brain Truth with Allison Jordan and the Brain Game, because we be throwing some nuggets at y'all. Okay. All right. So before I go into the next part, I just wanted to stop real quick because I wanted to talk about, okay, so y'all know Bendy ate up my brain, right? And also Bendy is sleep. Bendy has been sleeping. I don't know. I know I only got like human doctors, but I really need to know about like dog. And like she might be pregnant, y'all. I might be a granny, a fur granny. What you call fur grannies? I think Dr. Joanne Tate is on tonight. She got a whole bunch of babies. I'm gonna talk about that because I don't know. I kept like Googling it, and she keeps like sleeping a lot, and like I don't know. So I'm getting not kind of nervous because, that's a whole nother story. But she keeps finding my brain and chewing it. So if y'all want to buy me a new brain off of Amazon, y'all can, because this one is toast. And then I want to show y'all today my friend, actually my son's girlfriend's mom. She made me this cup. Look at that. Because you guys always see me drinking. I'm drinking tea, just so you all know. And since this is going to be a show about good food, good mood, I drink, I be drinking this. I be drinking this ginger root. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's like ginger root. And then I also have this ginger tea. So I double it up because in case I don't have time to chop up the fresh ginger. And then I just put it, the ginger stuff, the tea bag and this, and then I drop it in my cup and then I keep hot water over here. And that actually keeps me calm. And I think Dr. Maybe Joanne, when she comes on, can tell you what ginger does because I promise you, hey Ashley, it makes me so calm. Yeah, I know y'all probably thought I had wine in here or something, but that make me calm too. But I'm drinking tea, I promise. And then I also have, and then over here I also have me some peppermint oil. Every time somebody see me, they say I smell like peppermint because I do the peppermint oil because it keeps me calm. And then I also burn my Palo Santo wood. There's a lot of stuff over here. I'll be okay, this stuff makes me calm, but I be kind of like not calm getting it all together. So like right before the show, I be getting my tea, getting my water, getting my ginger, getting my wood. Then I need it to calm down. But anyway, okay, let me keep going. I know I'm off track. Okay, everybody. So I want you guys, if you want to get some cups like this, and she makes merchandise, a Black woman, you can go to Purpose Design Solutions. That's Purpose Design Solutions on Facebook, and she does all your graphics. Black woman, great. And then I also want to just give a plug to my little sister, Aisha Lee. She's a personality on Power 92. And she also has a company called Make You Feel Good. And she's a massage therapist. I'm going to bring her on as a spotlight rain, but she sent this to me as a gift. Okay, I'm done with all of that. Okay. All right. Let's get to the breaking news. So, okay, so let's start this off because I really want to talk about the kids in this war, because we got to talk about this. There's heartbreaking images emerged Sunday in the New York Post of some of the youngest victims killed in Russia's war on Ukraine. Among the gut-wrenching photos is workers performing CPR on a small girl brought to a city hospital after she was injured during a Russian attack on civilians. She tragically became one of the many who have been killed so far in the war. According to Forbes.com, more than 500 children have been killed or injured since Russia launched its invasion on Ukraine 6 weeks ago. UNICEF Emergency Programs Director Manuel Fontaine said the true figures are most certainly much higher given the scale of attacks. Dr. Victor Baladan, he's a psychologist for the Ukrainian, says, I have seen children here with catatonic symptoms, like catatonic symptoms, right? Where they kind of just freeze and don't react to any outside stimulation. Many of them have stopped speaking. Imagine this. These kids are now catatonic, freezing, and not speaking. Others cannot even move their hands and fingers. They just stand there frozen. They have been forced to leave their bedrooms, move into bomb shelters, basements, and refugee facilities. The war has also killed their parents, their peers, their siblings, and their pets. ABC News reports about the devastating psychological damage to the children of war. Psychologists and other experts say the detrimental effects of this war trauma are not restricted to specific mental health diagnoses, but also include a broad and multifaceted set of developmental outcomes that compromise relationships, school performance, and general life satisfaction. And the Ukrainian children will experience as a direct result an exposure to this unprovoked, unnecessary, and immoral war, severe internalizing psychiatric disorders, such as major depression, PTSD, panic attacks, which I know about, separation anxiety, and much more. Their lives are forever changed. Whew, I have to take a deep breath because when I saw those pictures, it is super emotional. We're going about our day, and these people are over there losing their lives, and then just to see our kids. So this is how you can help. There's an organization called Voices of Children, and they are working in various villages with more than 50 psychologists so that more children and their families suffering from this war can receive psychological help and can find shelter. Go to www.voices.org ua.en. I would say screenshot this. If it's in your heart, share it, send whatever you can. We've got to do whatever we can to help these kids. Okay. All right. Let's get to our sponsors. So, as you know, doing this podcast costs money, and my sponsor list keeps going smaller and smaller and smaller because people don't know that they need to sponsor mental health, y'all. I don't know why, but we need sponsorship. So, but we're thankful to the sponsors we do have, which is, of course, NAMI South Suburbs, which I am on a board. And I also want to plug what we have coming up. So, what we have coming up is our Burgers for Blankets. We came out with our Save the Date. And every year we collect blankets for the homeless and for homeless shelters. And you can go on our website, which is NAMI South Suburbs of Chicago, or just email us at NAMI South Suburbs of Chicago at gmail.com. Our event is October 15th. Burgers for Blankets. For every burger that you donate, we have participating restaurants that's going to give you a free burger. And we do have vegan burgers. My girlfriend Tina Scott, who owns Vegan Teas, just came on board. So we're going to have vegan burgers too, turkey burgers, any kind of burgers. Okay. And then we also have hot dogs for a hug. And what does this mean? You get a hot dog for a hug. You can sponsor a hot dog. That's only $5, y'all. Come on now, $5. And we have an event because, as you know, Mental Health Awareness Month is coming up in May, and we're going to be doing this Minds in Motion. We're going to be playing with kids, all kind of fun stuff for kids. And you can sponsor a hot dog. We're going to give them a hot dog, a soda, chips, and cookie, and we'll be able to give it out to some of the kids that are coming from different behavioral health centers. Okay, so for more info, 708-852 and whatever that number was, it went away so fast. Whatever, there it is. Okay, 708-852-9126. Okay, and again, we are looking for sponsors right now. NAMI South Suburbs, River Edge Hospital, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and General Health Wealth Team. And if you want to be a sponsor, which we really need, please log on to thebraintruth.com. That's thebraintruth.com. And we also accept Cash App. And some people sew into us. So if you're looking at this, sew us, I don't know, $10. I see you, Renee. I got my little sister watching. That's Cash App. Money sign the brain truth. Money sign the brain truth. Okay. Okay. So I want to get to the brain bit. As you know, our brain bit is because laughter is what? Laughter is everything. Laughter is love. Laughter heals the soul. So here's tonight's brain bit. Okay, y'all ready? And this is brought to you. Now, I didn't come up with this. This is a brain gang. This is Dr. Napasha Gettings came up with this one. So laugh if you might, laugh if you will. Okay. What do you call a neurosurgeon and psychiatrist? I added that, neurosurgeon and a psychiatrist who drinks carbonated beverages. Do 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 do. Y'all know. Y'all know. Think. Okay. A physician. Physician. Pretty good. That was pretty good, doctor. I like it. Maybe you can be in charge of doing all the brain bits every week. That was cute. I want to ask you, did you make that up or did you find that one? Okay, so let's get into it. I'm getting ready to bring on my brain rain spotlight. And he's somebody that I'm very excited to bring on the show because we're doing a lot of work with him. So his name is Dr. Malcolm. I don't know if it's Mandalay or Mandela or Mandalay Lee. He gonna have to clear that up when he come on. MD CLS. I don't know. I think CLS stands for clinical lab. She gonna tell me what that is. He's gonna tell me what that is. But anyway, Dr. Malcolm Lee is a physician and a clinical laboratory scientist, and he is the owner and CEO of Integrative Diagnostic LLC, a high complexity clinical laboratory located in Frankfort, Illinois. He is also the founder and program director of the Learn Phlebotomy Institute, training individuals in the art of phlebotomy and blood sciences, which is, I'm really excited because that's what I said earlier, that AC Green and I started this Your Health Matters, and we partnered with Dr. Lee as this new initiative to start getting people healthy. And that's the whole show today. Remember, the show is all good mood, good food. We're going to talk a lot about that. So come on in here. Come on in here. Dr. Lee, Dr. Lee. Hi,
Hi,
Dr.
Allison. How are you?
Lee. Welcome to the Brain
Good
Truth
to
with
see you.
Allison Jordan. I'm so
Good to see
excited
you,
to have you.
Allison.
We've been busy. We've been busy.
Yes.
So I just want everybody to know, first of all, ain't he cute, y'all? And I think he's single. I don't want to bust you out enough, but he is so handsome and so young. And he's a doctor, y'all, like a real live doctor. And I get to hang out with him and show him all kind of like low key give me exams and stuff. Like, why my elbow hurt? What's on my finger right here? But he also owns a laboratory in Frankfort, Illinois, which we're going to talk about. But I also was working with him when I was doing the COVID testing. And so he was my laboratory and we were doing swabs and swirls of COVID testing. And so we came together and tell them about this phlebotomy service. Tell us about the health and wellness and all that, because I'm excited.
Okay, sounds great. Yes, my name's Dr. Malcolm Mandela Lee,
Oh, is it
and I am a
Mandela?
clinical laboratory scientist.
Man,
Yep, like
like
Nelson
Mandela?
Mandela. Yes.
Okay, got it. I won't forget.
All right.
Okay.
And yes, so the clinical laboratory is in Frankfort, Illinois, Integrative Diagnostics, and we do a series of different types of tests for infectious disease and pathology. But what I'm so excited about is this initiative to do the community health and wellness screening. Now,
Y'all hear
that
that,
will
people?
involve
What that mean? Tell them, break it down.
yes. So that will involve a series of different tests within a panel to help screen for heart disease, stroke, diabetes, obesity, and mental status. Some of those biomarkers that we do tests on are very specific. They're very important. We test the cholesterol, the LDL, the HDL, the triglycerides. We test the glucose. We do a body mass index. We also do a mental health screening, and we complete it with a comprehensive health coaching session where we
Now,
can go
so slow
through.
down, cause see, that's the part that's the most
That's the meat of
significant.
it. Yes, that's the meat of
Because
it.
first of all, BMI, I don't know if you guys know what that means, but tell people what their BMI is, because there's a lot of skinny people walking around thinking y'all skinny, but you're obese. I'm sorry. I'm just telling y'all what I learned. I ain't no doctor. That's what I know. Tell them why. Tell them why.
Yes, your body mass index is what BMI stands for, and that's important because that actually will increase. If that increase, so does your blood pressure, so does your heart rate, and even likeliness for obesity. And then the risk factors for heart disease and stroke also increase with that. So, a normal BMI range is like 18.5 to 25. But even if you're underweight, your BMI would determine whether you're in the normal range or not. So
Exactly.
it's important.
And so when you go and get tested, right? You come in and it's like $200 because you got to pay. It's like $10 a test. I know we were talking earlier
Yep,
when
like
people were
$10 a
calling me
test.
trying to make their appointments and stuff. They're like $200. I thought this was free. Okay, let's just break this down. We just told you that he's going to give you all of these tests plus health coaching, which is going to tell you how to reverse your hemoglobin A1C if you got it, or how to prevent this, instead of just handing you a prescription when you go to your doctor and they just say, "Oh shoot, you need to go to
Yes,
Walgreens." Like today,
absolutely.
I literally, y'all, I'm telling on myself, I had to go to the doctor. And I'm gonna talk later because I did have a little anxiety attack today. Yes, I did, because as y'all know, I still have anxiety. And I went and got my blood pressure. My blood pressure was a little elevated. And the nurse practitioner came in and she just had me do some breaths and breathing. But the nurse before her was like, "What's your pharmacy number?" I said, "For what?" "Because your blood pressure will high. You used to be on this blood pressure medicine." I'm like, we gonna bring it down by any means necessary. I'm gonna call Dr. Joanne Tate. She gonna go through my body intuitively. I'm gonna do something. No, I'm not taking that medicine because I know I have anxiety. That's why I'm here. And then that whole mental, you're talking to a physician and I'm talking about my mental health. So it's like they're not connecting that. And like, what you mean? I'm like, I'm gonna just do some mindfulness. And that's the part where you are a medical doctor. You're not a psychiatrist. You're not in any mental health field, but you're adding it because you know how important the mental
Absolutely.
health and the physical.
Absolutely.
Hello.
I mean, it's a
Wow.
comprehensive test, comprehensive wholeness, It's
That
all
part,
included.
Ashley.
Body balance and wholeness, absolutely.
And so why? Okay, so that's the health thing. Tell us about the phlebotomy school.
So the phlebotomy school is 6 weeks accelerated program, and we're teaching blood sciences and the art of drawing blood. Now, upon completion of the program, then the technician will be eligible to sit for certification exams with NHA, NCCT, and AMT. Now we can go through the details about the certification boards, but it is already filling up. The seats are filling up very quickly, and people are on board. We have some
Yeah, and
great
I gotta turn
instructors.
this off because people are calling. I gotta turn this off. Okay. I gotta turn it
Yeah, we
down.
have great instruction, and our curriculum is what's going to get people out working right away. We're not
Yeah,
going to have a program that's going to be extending for months and months and months, where a person can actually be making money and
right.
doing a proper blood draw.
So blood draw, and don't be all freaked out about it because they use all the safety measures they're going to teach you because everything's going to be in the classroom. So anybody right now that's watching and your son is in there playing a PlayStation or whatever y'all call it, a daughter somewhere TikToking, not that anything's wrong with all that, but here's an opportunity to make some money and you can become certified in just 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And most of
Six
the other
weeks.
programs are like $1,500, $2,800. I Googled it, I saw it, and I talked to the nurse today when I was at my doctor's office, and I asked her. She said the phlebotomist there said she spent $3,700, and that wasn't including all of her books, supplies. And you're doing this for $600. That
Six
is
hundred dollars.
literally for 6 weeks. That's $100 a week. That is, I can't do math real good, but in that $20 a day.
$20 a day,
That's $10 an hour.
5 days
So
a
they
week.
basically paying you $10 an hour below minimum wage to teach them a skill so they can go out and get a job, and make a lot of money. Go where they doing that at? Nowhere. And I see you all calling. I'm gonna get back to everybody. Again, yes, the number 708-545-2446. You see it going. If you want to register to be a part of the phlebotomy program, which starts, when is the first class? Is
May 9th.
9th. May 9th is class 1. It's filling up. We need you all to register, get your deposit in, save you a seat. And if you will also want to start testing, we're going to start testing on the 25th, I think, of April. And go to the not to the website, go to email us at, what is it? Your Health Matters 911 at
Mhm.
gmail.com. Your Health Matters 911 at gmail.com. Or you can call this number 708-545, which you're doing, 2446. Okay, so let's get to some juicy stuff before we get on with the show, because we're gonna bring you back on the show. But are you single?
Yes, I'm single.
You're
I'm
single.
single. Yes,
And I know that you are a father of
of
what?
2 boys, 5
How
and
old are
6
your
years of
boys?
age. 5 and 6 of age, 5 and 6 years of age.
Yeah. And so tell me a little bit about your boys. Are they like
So
athletes? Are they fight? Do they punch each other? Like, tell me a little bit about them.
my boys are like they're spitting images of me. People always say it all the time, but Malcolm and Langston,
Oh, you have a
they're 5
Malcolm.
and 6.
What would he be, like, the third or junior? What?
He's the second. He's the
Oh, so you're
second.
the first? Is that how they go?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So you're the first, and then he's the second. Got it. They don't call him
Correct.
junior no more. It's the
You
second.
can. You could say senior and junior.
Okay. And
Hmm.
so your kids are rambunctious, and you live. So you're also a single father too. I know.
Correct. Yes.
That's so amazing. So what made you want to go into medicine? Because you look like you're 17, 18 years old. Like you went to medical school when you were like, nah. But what made you want to go into this field?
I've always had a love for science. Like even at the age of 5, I knew I wanted to go into medicine. Um, it was the art of creating, the art of like, being inquisitive, researching. My mom called it out. She cultivated me from the time she saw it at the age of 5. She put me in programs to help build that area in my life, and now I'm a medical doctor.
And you are also my daddy's patient. Hello. My dad,
Yes,
Dr. Robert Jordan, you were his patient, and I had a really cool conversation with your mom. We was getting down on the phone. We was getting down. That's what me and Dr. Gettings were. Well, we was what did she say? Tangential. We were going from tangent to tangent. We covered about 30 years of life in like a good 15 minutes. She was so done with me. She's like, girl, I am tired. I have got to go. I was like, talking about that. Then your son and this and that. So your mom works with you because she's in the medical field too, right?
Yes, she is.
What does she
Yes,
do?
she is. So she's worked as a caregiver for years,
Okay.
especially with all patients with Alzheimer's and
Yeah.
dementia. That's where she specialized the most, um,
Mm.
throughout the south suburbs.
And as you know, my dad has Alzheimer's. So tell us where your lab is and tell us about your beautiful lab, which is fabulous. He owns a whole lab. And y'all don't understand how big this is. I see you talking Ashley and I see you Renee, but he has a whole lab. And so we talk today, we're going to bring you back and include you in this conversation because we're going to talk about the brain and the food. And then we're going to have Dr. Joanne Tate, who you're going to meet, who knows all the stuff about how to heal your body and how to cleanse. And then
Mhm,
you on the other
mhm,
end, you're going to tell us from what you don't want to see. I mean, we're not trying to take you out of business or nothing, where people not gonna have to get their hemoglobin and all that stuff because we're gonna be cured, but you still want to test and get those markers. So we're gonna bring you in a conversation about what we can do collectively as this team to start getting people to their health. Yay.
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
so
That's
I'll
great.
see you in a minute. That's my brain rain spotlight, Dr. Lee, and he's single. I don't say the data show, but I just keep saying it because I'm rude like that. But all right, so we'll bring you back. So let's go on to our show disclaimer so we can get into it, y'all. All right, Alice. Okay. All right. The Brain Truth does not serve the purpose of providing medical treatment or therapy services, diagnosis, prevention, or cure for any physical, mental, or emotional issue, disease, or condition. As a member of our audience, you agree that the Brain Truth does not assume liability for any physical or mental disease, condition, or issue, or any other type of loss or damage due to any information shared on our broadcast. Now, today's show topic is called Good Food, Good Mood, right? So we will be looking at what we eat and how it affects our mood and our overall mental and physical health. So I want to get into the brain buzz today, which is connected to this topic. Okay. So the brain buzz, right, is about red food color number 40. Red food color number 40. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. I need y'all to write this stuff down because I'm about to tell y'all some stuff right now. Okay. So now, would you drink black water, clear Pepsi? How about using pink butter or green ketchup? Believe it or not, these products actually existed, right? But there's a reason these food fads did not last. Consumers like you and me and my braingels, right? We prefer that our color of our food matches its flavor. The link between color and taste, right, is kind of logical. Since oranges are orange, we expect orange colored drinks to be orange flavor. Red drinks should taste like cherries, and purple drinks should look and taste like grapes. Red dye number 40, formerly known as Allura Red AC. Remember this, Allura, Allura, Red AC, because you're going to see it on the back of the stuff you be eating. It's red dye number 40 is one of the most widely used food dyes, as well as one of the most controversial. Okay, red dye 40 is one of the most controversial dyes. It's a synthetic color additive made from petroleum and largely derived from coal tar. Okay. The Center for Science and the Public Interest is a consumer advocacy organization focused on science-based food and health regulation, has been advocating for the removal of these common artificial color additives from the food industry. Experts believe that red dye number 40 causes behavioral changes due to the depletion of minerals that play a role in its growth and development, including zinc and iron. Chemical changes in the brain, hypersensitivity. Oh, and it's time for, thank you, Chris. Time for our traffic control. So just take a deep breath because I need it. I was getting hyped. Okay. All right, y'all good? All right, Braingels. It's chemical changes in the brain, hypersensitivity, which causes allergic reactions such as inflammation. migraine headaches, joint respiratory problems, digestive problems, life-threatening allergic reaction, anaphylactic shock, dizziness, allergic reaction, hives, rashes, swelling around the mouth, and hyperactivity in your children. That is called ADHD. And some of the hyperactivity or hyperactivity has nothing to do with ADHD. So you're actually making your kids behave with ADHD, okay, in adults and children. Aggressiveness, irritability, behavioral disorders, and cancer. New York Times reported 3 cases involved patients who had digestive tract issues already, and it was being destroyed by sepsis, an infectious disease and condition which apparently, when you have it, allowed the dye to enter the bloodstream, causing a deadly drop in blood pressure and an increase in acid levels. Okay, so this is Black people. Y'all see this? Y'all recognize this? Red dye. Y'all recognize this? Red dye. Y'all recognize this? Pop-Tarts? Red dye. Red dye. This summer, y'all gonna be putting this on your burgers. Red dye. My favorite, when you go to the movies and y'all chowing down, a lot of allura, a lot of petroleum and carcinogen in there. Ketchup. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Popsicles. Ain't no such thing unless you're getting fruit in it. How are you going to eat a popsicle, give it to your kids that's red? It got dye in it, y'all. Gatorade, sports drinks, Jello. I had spent money on this. Crush. And this is my dad's favorite. Y'all, Kraft macaroni and cheese that y'all be making y'all kids. Nutrigrain, this. That got it in it. Hot dogs and ground beef. So when y'all be at the store shopping and y'all think that beef be looking fresh and red and bloody, no, that's dye. That meat probably old, especially now, you know, if it don't say USDA and just FDA approved, FDA can get away with more stuff, but you got to see stuff that's USD, United States Department of Agriculture. Hot sauce. How many of us eat hot sauce? All Black people eat hot sauce. But here's the most important thing that y'all eat. Here we go. This right here. It's messing all y'all kids up. I bet everybody right now got this in y'all house and y'all kids' fingers right now full of flaming hot Cheeto cheese and Dorito cheese. Okay, so I had to show y'all what this stuff looks like and what you all have. Now, this stuff I got from the health food store. It's made with avocado oil. It's spicy, and it literally got potatoes, avocado oil in it, garlic powder, and paprika. That's what makes that brown. And then my other producer, Kim, we eat this. This is vegan nacho cheese. It tastes just like Doritos. I gave it to him. I had a party. I put it in a bowl. My son ate it. He thought he was eating Doritos. And my beef was my Doritos in a bowl. It ain't Doritos. We call these boo-boo chips. We call these boo-boo chips because when we started eating it, it made you go to the bathroom, though, which is good because it's got avocado oil, coconut, nutritional yeast, tomato powder to make it cheesy looking and taste cheesy, and onion powder and cassava flour. That's it. And it tastes like nachos. And even these taste like hot Cheetos. Garden of Eating. So you can get this stuff at your health food store, parents. Okay. All right. Matter of fact, I'm about to eat some of these. I'm about to eat right now. Okay. So I'm about to bring on Dr. Joanne Tate. First, I'm going to take a bite of this because I'm hungry. And guess what? I'm eating healthy. No dye. No dye on here. Okay. Smoke flavor. Okay. Let me get back to my show. Okay. I want to bring in Dr. Joanne Tate because she's so important to my life, y'all. You just don't know. She's super important to me. Dr. Joanne Tate, honey, is a naturopath, a holistic practitioner, an energy practitioner, and a vegan chef. Her business is, and it's her motto, health is the true wealth ministry. It's designed to create a healthier America. She provides techniques to provide a common and fertile foundation for health betterment through holistic and spiritual principles. As a holistic energy practitioner, her goal is to bring healthy back in individuals' life, teaching them that they are an active part of the health betterment process. Yes, we are. Come on in here. Come. Finally, I'm like, finally. Oh my goodness, Dr. Joanne.
Oh my
Took you
goodness.
so long to come to my show.
I'm so sorry. But you know what I really love about today? It's imperative that you read the labels of everything you eat.
Yes,
You have to read the labels because that's
yes,
how you know what's going with inside your body. Because the food that goes in your body can stop the functionality of your body.
yes. And so
And
before we get into it, because you can get down with the get down, because I'm gonna give it a good 10 minutes, and then I got to bring Dr. Gettings in on this because we need to spend at least a good 40 minutes on this show. But I want to first tell you I love you.
I love you.
And I want to tell you that you play a major part in saving me and saving my life. Seriously. So Dr. Joanne, I don't know how much I'm about to just tell it. Dr. Joanne has a gift, a real gift given to her by God. She literally cured herself of blindness, and she has the ability to intuitively go into people through prayer and through help of God. And I don't know if I'm explaining right, but I'm trying to get to what you've done for me. And I was actually on the phone with you the day the ambulance took me to the emergency room where I spent 19 days in a psychiatric hospital. And you were there, and you've been around for many years because you helped my dad many years ago. You said there was some some stuff going on with my dad before he was ever diagnosed with dementia. I would call you when I'm in pain, and you would literally tell me, you say, can I go in? And I give you permission, and you would tell me I have a bladder infection or this or that. And I still go to the doctor because, we slow. We don't trust. We don't believe sometimes. And you would tell, and I go to the doctor, and the doctor, after going through an MRI, CAT scan, whatever they did, would tell me exactly what you already told me. You said, you're going to stop going to that doctor. And so I just started trusting you, right? But that day I was in the hospital, and I know you're a naturopath and holistic, but you were like, you need to go. Had been gone so far gone that my neurotransmitter was so wired, and you were telling me it's a tangled up mess. And when you gave me the okay to go, I know I was at the end. And that's why this show is so important, because people, I want you all to listen to what we're saying. Okay. Because the food and the stuff that we're doing now can prevent all of that. It can prevent you from going into a psychiatric hospital, from, the best that we can do. And not that, it's a horrible thing, but I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for just loving me. I call you any time of the night, and you just pray with me, and you spend so much time. You drop sea moss over to my house and elixirs, and that's all. I just had to just say all that because I've been waiting to give you this platform so I could tell people why I'm here. Like you saw, Sister Jenna, and you saw Prophetess June, and Dr. Ivy, and you see Dr. Gettings every week. This is the other piece of the puzzle. This is like the last piece of the puzzle of why I'm sitting here right now. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I love you.
I want to tell you also, when we come to holistic medicine, you think that I heal you, you heal me.
Mm,
You heal me. You take me on a journey too. So I thank you. And I love you so much.
I love you so much. So tell me about a little bit, and I'm gonna do a couple of minutes because I really want to bring Dr. Gettings in. But tell me what it means to be a holistic energy practitioner. What, to the people listening, what does that mean?
Well, first of all, you have to I went to school, but in my class it was 23 students. And out of the 23 students, only 5 graduated. And out of the 5 who graduated, only 2 of us had the special gift. And that was my professor and myself.
Mm,
And a lot of the students dropped out the class because they thought the professor was giving me special care, but he wasn't. I had this gift since I was 2 years old. My
okay.
parents would actually tell me to raise my hand up to change the channels, to do different things. I couldn't go to the airport because I would go off. I could go into stores when I tried to leave, the machine would go off. But I didn't understand it. So after going to school, and I taught algebra and geometry before I became a holistic practitioner, I realized being a holistic practitioner was not going to be a gala affair because I was going to be called a quack. Because people really don't identify with natural practitioners as much. It's getting better because doctors call me now, but they really don't.
They really don't understand it. Like
Yeah,
Dr. Joanne,
they
they don't.
really don't. They don't
I be
understand.
referring you to people, right? And you have literally told people that I know to do certain things to prevent losing a limb or losing a digit, and it's like we get in our own way. And like you use, God, you pray with people, and then sometimes you don't, but it's like do the research. If and listen, if I'm telling you that this woman did this and this for me, I'm vouching for it. It's real. There's no way that she's going to go inside of you, pray with you, and tell you, Allison, you got X, Y, and Z. Then I'm going to go to a doctor so they can put radiation in me to verify. And I'm saying always back up, whatever, because we got Dr. Lee. He has a laboratory. We do all that. But be open to somebody who's been given the gift of God to tell you the things you need. And so what I do know is you are a expert in what the body needs to heal itself. And how did you heal yourself of blindness, y'all?
The first thing I had to identify that I was blind because I failed to see what God had for me. I would not be a holistic practitioner if I hadn't been blind because I was afraid. I'm a black woman, the first one to ever go to college in my family. Algebra and geometry in the college level, I was there. So I did not want to do this because I didn't want to be ridiculed. So I just said, I'm not going to do it. And one day, I go upstairs to my bedroom to go to bed. I wake up the next morning to come downstairs, and I can't go down the stairs because I'm black and white blind.
Wow.
So I go to the doctor, well-renowned, IIT, the best doctor out here as far as your eyes. And because people, it's stereotype. I walk in there, I'm 40 years old and I'm black. And he automatically says, high blood pressure.
Like before he even took a test, he goes, you blind because you got high blood pressure.
He automatically sized me up, diagnosed me just by me being black and 40. I'm a 7-day Adventist. I don't eat, I'm a vegan. So those wasn't and I'm cooler than a cucumber. So those wasn't my problems. My problem was, we have to understand emotion, and I tell you this all the time, Allison. Emotion plays a big part on the body being dis-ease.
Boom.
And holistic medicine.
That's Dr. Getting's favorite word, dis-ease.
We connect the heart, the lungs. The lungs really, because it represents grief. The liver represents anger. We're all talking about emotions.
So your emotional state made you blind.
My emotional
at the time.
State. Failing to see. I'm afraid. I was afraid. I was failing to see. Where I was comfortable. And God took my sight away. But let me tell you, I fasted and I prayed and I fasted and I prayed. I went blind in February, April 7th. I was woken up and I was told to buy 5 ingredients, to mix them together, put them in my eyes 3 to 5 times a day. And I went to look for them and I couldn't find them. I finally found them in North Carolina. And I started putting them in my eyes and my sight started coming back because I've seen my husband one day.
Wow.
And the doctor refused to see me. He didn't, because my sight was 080, I think. He refused to see me. And as my sight was coming back, he would not see me. And I told him, I said, you know what? You are brilliant. He was a brilliant doctor. But we have to understand.
So why did he refuse to see you?
Because he said the machine was broke.
Oh.
And I made him. I said,
Okay, let's bring Dr. Gettings on in here because we get ready to get down. We got to start talking about all this stuff that we need to cover with your expertise, healing people, because we want people to really know you're the real deal. So come on in here, Dr. Gettings. Join me. Join me. There's Dr. Gettings. Okay, so I don't know if y'all met. So this is Dr. Joanne, who I'm always talking about, Dr. Gettings. This is my healer, like for real. Anybody out here watching, I know you're watching, Ashley. This is your mentor right here. This is a real deal. So anyway, come on in. So what you got to say, Dr. Gettings, about, first of all, about all this stuff that I showed about Dr. Tate and the anger and all of that. What do you think happened? How she go blind from not being able to see? Ooh, that's deep. That's real deep.
Well, you know, she brought up a really good point that I strongly believe in, which is the emotion disease connection. And I think that it's super important for us to learn more about how our emotions impact our physical well-being, because they are not separate. I refer to emotions as energy in motion. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to mean, but at the end of the day, the energy that lies within and how we're vibrating, as you love to say, Allison, the vibration.
Yes. Right. My vibration, honey. People's vibration got to be high when they come around me.
It has such a huge impact on our physical health. I also wanted to say, as it relates to you starting this entire show about, you know, drawing our attention to world news and world matters as it relates to youth in Ukraine, we're at war right here on U.S. soil when it comes to our kids. Our kids are being programmed to pursue and consume poison. And so that's really my take on all of it. When we talk about good food, good mood, and we talk about nutrition, as a child psychiatrist, I see a lot of parents bring their children in with behavioral concerns, and no one is talking about nutrition and what they are being not only fed, but what they're not being fed.
Exactly.
We have to talk about both. Right. And it's important for us to simplify it. But before you even dive into that conversation fully, you have to understand that there is no separation from your brain and your other organ systems. So whatever is bad for the gut is bad for the brain.
Go ahead. But Dr. Gettings, for real, you are a unique doctor. Like, let's just be real, because I have never seen a doctor, when you go in and say your child got ADHD, do you ever link? I never heard nobody say, oh, are you eating foods with red color number dye or red number 40 dye? I never seen anybody do that kind of insightful thinking. So my daddy was very good at that. And then Dr. Joanne, who knows this stuff, like we never look at it from that angle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just write Concerta. Back in the day when pharmaceutical reps used to take these doctors on these trips, and they, as long as you write a bunch of scripts, you can go to a free dinner, go to Florida with your friend and play golf. But for real, when you see a patient and you're like, do you say to yourself, okay, well, I know you do, but what's the next step? Like, if somebody comes in and my child is this, or they have some behavioral stuff or some hyperactivity, what's the first line? Is the first line like, what are you eating? Is that what people say?
The entire assessment should definitely include nutritional habits. You're going to be assessing a lot of things anytime you are making a diagnosis, but nutrition should not be excluded. And when it comes to our education as medical doctors in America, if you just look at the term medical doctor, that means you have a doctorate of medicine. It doesn't say a doctorate of healing. It doesn't say a doctorate of prevention of disease. It says that you have a doctorate of medicine. And so a lot of our education is heavily saturated with learning about drugs. And when I say drugs, excuse me, prescription drugs, pharmaceuticals, that are used to treat disease. So essentially, we're educated from a disease model, how we treat disease. But what we need in our communities more than anything is knowledge about how to, first of all, you need knowledge about how your body works. Because if you don't know how it works, then you don't understand anything and you won't care. Because if you don't understand that too much sugar is going to lead to you having dementia, or if you don't understand that too many trans fats in your Cheetos and your Lay's is going to cause you to have heart disease, which if you don't have a good heart, you definitely don't have a healthy brain. So we're not taught these things, but what we are taught is once the patient comes in and they have diabetes and they have high cholesterol and they have hypertension, we're taught how to prescribe. We're taught the different categories of pharmaceuticals. What I want to really empower our community with is knowledge about self-function, and how to preserve that function. And so when we look at the American diet, the standard American diet, also known as the SAD diet, we are being bombarded on a daily basis with food substances or artificially engineered foods that will cause you to be addicted. It's a market. It has no success if you are not buying more. So if we're allowed to create foods that literally will change your brain chemistry so that you crave those foods, so that you're addicted to those foods, so that you running to get it.
And Frito-Lay, multi-million-dollar company, spent a lot of money on advertising. And guess what? It has yellow 6, yellow 5, and red 4. What's yellow 6 and yellow 5, doctors? What's that?
Those are dyes, just like you mentioned, red 40.
But what is it, doctor? How bad is it? Yellow 6. I didn't look up the yellow 6 and yellow 5. What is it?
So what I have from my notes as far as yellow, so I just want to do the categories. When you think about artificially created foods or engineered foods, you've got sweetness, right? You've got color enhancers, right? You've got taste, and you also have preservatives. Those are like your 4 major categories when we look at the over 1,000 food chemicals that have been created in order for us to have a food industry that is booming and keeping you coming back for more. Yellow dye.
I never read the back of a Doritos bag. I'm sorry, I'm freaking out because there's a lot of crap in here. It's so good.
That's why I say we should always read it. We should always read it. But what you have to understand about GMOs and things like food dyes and things, the body is unable to use them in a functional way. So therefore, they consume them, but they don't know how to use them because they're not what they are.
Yes.
So therefore, it becomes a toxicity to the body.
That's right.
And then if we don't drink water and exercise and in the right environment, socially active, mentally and with those things are put in place, then it sits there and creates things like inflammation. Inflammation is supposed to be there to help, but if it keeps lingering, it becomes a negative.
Absolutely.
Then our body becomes at disease.
Boom. And let me just say this, of the major categories that we put in these engineered foods, again, taste, color enhancers, sweeteners, and preservatives. Preservatives scare me so much because they are putting chemicals in food to increase the shelf life, but in turn, it's decreasing your life. Okay. And if you have a food that's been engineered to never spoil, what do you think is going to happen when it breaks down in your body? One study that I saw showed that one of the preservatives in food breaks down into formaldehyde into our bodies. Is that not the preservative that we use once we've already passed away?
Like, walking around like zombies.
I am done. And when you do just a little bit, like you don't even have to do some deep dive into the ingredients that are in these foods because they have to be put on the label. You do need to educate yourself about the pseudonyms that are out there. because they've changed the names. They're constantly changing names so that as soon as you hear about aspartame as a sweetener, they got 5 other names for it. So it's important for you to do your homework. There's this app called Eat What, and I'm sure
I saw that Eat What app.
Yes.
Because I had made a list of some of the names that you see. They be tricking us, y'all.
But you know what?
So what are you gonna say, Dr. Joanne?
Let me tell you guys something. I teach my grandson.
We can barely hear you, FYI.
I tell my grandson this: if the first 5 words are something you cannot pronounce, God doesn't make it hard for us. If it's something you cannot pronounce, guess what? Research it.
Yes.
Because we should not be eating things. This is a natural body. We should be not putting chemicals in the natural body. The chemicals can sustain the body until we decide to do better.
Yes.
So tell me what. I'm sorry. Tell me what nutritional yeast does for the body, because this right here tastes like Doritos. Nutritional yeast. What is it?
So one of the pseudonyms for MSG, which is a flavor enhancer, okay? And they will use other terms, which also include yeast extract and also autolyzed yeast extract. What you have to think about is what is the biochemistry? What's been done to it? A lot of things that are in food are completely fake and man-made and in a lab. Other things are altered. So what molecule did they attach on to it, for those of us who didn't pay attention to chemistry, to make it different, right? And so when you look at MSG, they actually give MSG to lab rats in order to create diabetes, and then to test diabetic drugs.
So, oh my God. You just blew me. Wait a minute. Slow down.
Okay.
Dr. Gaddis, I know you excited. We can do a part 2 because everything you telling me is like, we got to take deep.
And most Chinese food has it.
Yes. So
MSG gives me a headache.
You think MSG, think salt, sodium. It is a flavor enhancer.
Everything has that in it.
Everything has MSG in some level. It causes nerve damage,
all of this
headache,
stuff got MSG.
weight gain. And what it really does is it causes you to have diabetes and obesity, and they actually use it in laboratories to induce,
to give them the diabetes
in animals so that they can then test the diabetic drug.
Shut your mouth.
Yes.
Yes.
Shut your. I'm like, am I doing a show on my audience member? Are y'all sharing this? And so, how about the castorum? Somebody, Francie, I can't see you. They got to put you on. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. So they are giving things that they're putting in the. Why is this stuff legal, y'all? How about castoreum, the anal secretions of a beaver?
Come on now.
Wait a minute. What? Who knew this? What's this? Is that real?
I don't know. I haven't researched it, but as far as what I have researched, I wouldn't be surprised if
artificial raspberry and vanilla. Girl, I can't. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is the point that I really want to just really drive home is that,
oh my goodness,
you have to pay attention on a daily basis as to what's in your environment, what's helping you, and what is causing disease in your body. And we've normalized, okay, you talking about Kool-Aid. I'm an 80s baby. I was born 1981.
Every Black person, listen.
On sugar water and Kool-Aid. Sugar water and the Kool-Aid mix. That's all Kool-Aid is. If you even go back in time and you look at Coca-Cola when they put cocaine in Coca-Cola, and then they weren't allowed to do that anymore, they just substituted with sugar and caffeine.
Girl, but wait a second.
Go ahead.
Every Black person pledged allegiance to this.
Absolutely.
We pledged allegiance to Kool-Aid, but check it out. When I went to culinary school, we learned that if it's the 4th or 5th ingredient of something, it has the most. And red number 40 is the 3rd ingredient. Right. And guess who makes this, y'all? The Heinz company, the people that make ketchup. So they just got a whole bunch of red dye back there because they got to dye this, they got to dye this, they got to dye cookies, they just got
you get a dye. You get a dye.
You get a dye. You get a dye. Everybody get a dye, and we. This is disgusting. If
It
I
is.
hope y'all get disgusted right now. You
Yeah.
don't need this. You can use real fruit, y'all. It's supposed to be cherry flavored. Dr. Joanne, can't they make this with just cherries?
You already know I make my own juices.
Exactly.
But you guys have to understand, our health is from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet and everything in between. We have to we have been racially discriminated from slavery because
Yes.
they gave us garbage and,
Yes.
we put all kinds of garbage in it to make it taste good. And this has been on us for over 500 years. We have to change this.
And we still glorify it. They gave us entrails of pigs.
Right.
And we still feast on chitlins. How? That's the biggest slap in the face. You were given pig intestines, but now we still glorify this and call it soul food. That is not soul food. It is not feeding your soul. Period.
But what's the responsibility though? When I'm listening, you guys are doctors, you all know this. I'm a person. When you let's just talk about Christians, because we're talking about Black people. How many churches and have the pastor anniversary or the first lady, whatever, and what are they serving in these churches? They're serving pork and the greens, macaroni and cheese with the food dye, Kool-Aid, fruit punch for the kids,
Yep.
blah, blah. And then, I mean, I'm not trying to just talk about my Christian community, but if we're not educating from that place, when you see most pastors obese, up there sweating, giving the word, sweating and drinking water and can't hardly breathe.
Pressure.
What is wrong with us? How do we say this is our temple and God is within us? So you putting God in garbage?
But you know what? How I do it, Allison? I am the facilitator of health and temperance at my church and community service. What goes through that kitchen has to go through me.
And guess what? They should be a food police. When I was at First Baptist Church, First Presbyterian, I was on the food ministry and I was cooking vegan quiche and all the people were loving it. See, y'all, we did this thing with Blue Cross Blue Shield. We had this, what do you call it? Whatever. We did something in collaboration with them with a garden we had on 71st and Yale, survey. Mm-hmm. And we surveyed these kids over in Inglewood and we asked about 200 kids, where does an apple come from? You know what they said? Jewels. The store. Then we made these zucchini slices and we put lemon pepper on it and we told them it was lemon pepper slices, right? And they tore it up. And the parents, you know what they doing? What's all that? Guess what, mama? They like it. Okay, they like it. So that's what it is. Don't worry about what to buy a thing of zucchini costs less than you going out and buying this stuff that I bought all y'all. This stuff, can I get reimbursed by the show? This stuff, just so I can show y'all, this stuff is over $100 worth of nothing. I have no dinner here. I have nothing to eat. I have nothing nutritional. All I'm gonna get is a stomach ache and a sinus snot in my body. Mm-hmm. And I gotta throw all this stuff away.
I'll give you a drain, Allison. Don't worry about it.
I'm not eating none of that crap. But go on, Dr. Gettings. Keep going with the science, because I gotta stop you because we gotta absorb this stuff. You throwing darts at us right now. It's heavy. Because that mind blew me about the diabetes given. I mean, making you have it to test you.
Well, why is your mind blown when you just look at the name of the organization that approves both our food and our drugs?
Yes.
The Food and Drug Administration. So they are approving what is food, if that's what you want to call it. And they're also approving our drugs. And so, we don't need to go into some deep, like, oh, it's conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy.
Wait a minute. Dr. Gettings, you just can't be talking regular today. I'm sorry. You talking regular today. I'm gonna keep it. You said something. You said the Food and Drug Administration. Why is all this stuff I just learned? How old was I when I just learned this stuff today, right now, years old? I would say years old.
Because look, we're not talking about this in school. We don't talk about where is nutrition.
So they got to approve stuff that's going to make you sick so then they can sell the drugs. That's how they get they double dip. They double dipping.
And you know what else? Look and see.
But they know, wait a minute,
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm going to cut you off, Dr.
Wait a minute. What'd you say, Dr. Joanne?
Look who funds most medical schools. That's why we can't be mad at the doctor. Their curriculum is by the FDA, what they want it to be.
And the
because they are
pharmaceutical
the
industry.
major funders to the schools.
Yep. So most doctors leave medical school with absolutely nearly to no education on real nutrition. What we're taught is if you have a patient who comes in and Miss Johnson's blood pressure is 160 over 95 and the metoprolol didn't work, well, now you want to try lisinopril. They're not teaching us. They're teaching us a disease model. It's a disease model. It's a how to treat disease. And in America, that's all we're doing is piling on all these chronic diseases. And then you normalize it where it's like, oh, well, diabetes and pressure, that run in my family.
That's
so
right.
There's no ownership. There's no, oh, well, let's try to change your behaviors. But the real point that I want to make as a brain doctor is when you look at the brain, which is a fatty organ, okay? Mm-hmm. It's very fatty and it also has a lot of water and it has minerals, but the key components to developing and maintaining a healthy brain is in none of what you just put up on the screen. All right. Yeah. And most people are deficient and dehydrated. They are people ain't drinking no water. Right. They don't know what water is because they're addicted to sugary drinks. They're drinking carbonated syrup, aka Pepsi. Okay. And they are also not eating a healthy, balanced diet that includes, what did our grandmamas always give us? Cod liver oil. Remember that? I got cod liver oil. Did you get cod liver oil?
We all did. We all had to. And I thank my mom and dad now. Now we used to be mad when they would give us certain stuff. And now I'm looking back and just be like, the old school way was the right way. Dr. Joanne, tell me about lipids in the brain. I know she the brain, but what are lipids? What is the omega-3?
Those are fatty acids. Yeah.
And omega-3 and 6.
And you know what? The brain, I believe this. Dementia, Alzheimer's, all of it is plaque on the brain. I don't care what nobody says, it's plaque on the brain. Because we don't drink water. The blood needs 80% water. We're eating negative food. The blood is getting clogged, so it's not going to the brain the way it should go. And when it does go, it's full of junk. So
you're saying that dementia and Alzheimer's can be prevented?
Yes. Absolutely. Let me tell you, my family has high blood pressure, diabetes, urinary problems, and dementia. And all of them have it by the time they're 40 years old. My cousins, they've had bypass at 35. I'm on no medicine. I can bend over and touch my toes, raise my leg up. I can do all that. But you know what? I don't eat like them. I don't think like them. We have to change our lifestyle and we have to start getting, Dr. Gaddy, you and I, we got to get to the 5-year-olds.
Yes.
We got to get to the 5-year-olds.
Tell them what's happening right now in the kids. Right now, 60% of the diet in our children is processed foods.
Yes.
Right now, they're saying that we have an epidemic of adult diseases in our kids.
Our children.
Okay, you have kids coming into the doctor's office with plaque in their coronary arteries, with diabetes, juvenile diabetes.
Makes
this is
sense.
sick. That's sick. That's poison. So I'm going to go back to my original point. Yes, we're watching war on TV and we're watching kids being slaughtered. And we're also slaughtering our own children right here in America, what we call food. And so I told Allison, of all topics, this is one I really don't play with because
neither all of you, y'all ready to box somebody.
Because
I have a few questions though.
It's so in your face. It's so in your face. It's not even hidden. Like they literally have to tell you, and you still like, oh, okay, well, pass me some Olays, No.
But I was doing. Dr. Gaddy, people are really. I can go to a meeting. And they'll say, oh, I got to take my medicine because I'm going to eat this.
Yeah.
That medicine is not for you to eat more negative.
No, it's not.
It's to sustain you until you decide to change your lifestyle.
Correct.
You have to change your lifestyle. The medicine is not going to cure you.
No, it's
But
not.
what is okay? So here's some quick questions. I want to just because I want my audience to learn, get a little something. What are the bad fats?
So
Tell people,
Oh.
either Dr. Joanne or Dr. Gettings.
The main bad fats are your trans fat, your hydrogenated oil.
So let me see.
That's your Crisco, your lard, your all that. When they
corn oil,
they take oil and they make it remain solid at room temperature. So when you look and think about it, the brain is looking for fat. So if you are mostly consuming trans fats, right, then your brain will substitute. That's not good. Like Dr. Tate just said, it's plaque on the brain, whether it be plaque created by bad fats, oxidative byproducts, all these things that create radicals in the brain that damage your brain function. So when you say, is it preventable? Absolutely. Yes, there are some things that are in our DNA. There's nature and there's nurture. How are we nurturing ourselves? You got your natural DNA, but you're also taking foods that is altering your DNA. That's what it's doing. And it's creating inflammation and these amyloid plaques that we know are associated with Alzheimer's disease. The good fat is omega-3. And you want to balance between omega-3 and omega-6. You want to stay away from your trans fats.
Dr. Joanne, tell me about what we need to look for when we talk about bad moods. What are some of the foods that we're eating that are part of our energy and keeping us irritable?
Well, as Dr. Getty talked earlier, sugar, and the thing is, the processing of white sugar. If anyone is eating white sugar, stop it today.
Stop eating white sugar. I don't even have white sugar in my house. I have cane sugar and I have agave.
Because
yes, Jenny.
And you know what else I have to tell you guys this. We know that we have to service our car. But I have a problem. We'll service our car, but we don't service ourselves.
Absolutely.
We don't go. I can ask somebody, when is it time for your tune-up for your car? You'll tell me. But when is it time for your tune-up for you? We have to cleanse our body. Our body needs to be externally and internally clean. And every season, you should internally clean your body.
So, Dr. Joanne,
there's so many free radicals and junk you're eating.
Right.
To get rid of it.
So Dr. Joanne Tate, if somebody came to you, they just came from their doctor, and their doctor said, you have your hemoglobin A1C, you look like you got diabetes, and they don't go and get the insulin or whatever the medication they're taking, and they come to you, what's the first thing you can do to help that person so they don't get on medication? So anybody listening and you got a grandmama or somebody, what do? What would you tell them?
The first thing I have to do is see what their intake daily. What are their daily intakes? Their exercise, and I need to know about exercising. But I actually had a coach at Orr High School that was frightened of taking the insulin. He was only been on the pills, and he said, "Dr. Tate, I heard about you, and I'm not taking this insulin." I said, "Well, if you sit down with me, we'll come up with a protocol, and if you do this." He did this May 7 years ago. He spoke at my event.
What did you give him? What did you tell him to do?
He started exercising. He started drinking more water. He eliminated fried foods from his diet. He eliminated sugars from his diet. He eliminated processed food from his diet. He intake more fruits and vegetables. We used to have 5 to 7 cups of fruits and vegetables a day. We now need 9 to 14 because of transportation. I taught him how to cook better. We cannot make our food, our pot healthy. We have to make ourselves healthy. Stop overcooking our food. You cook fruits and vegetables too long.
Yes.
Raw food heals the body. Raw food heals the body. So I put him on a strict protocol, exercising. I taught him how to breathe. We don't breathe. I taught you how to breathe, remember, Allison?
Yeah. I mean, you taught me a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm learning more right now.
We have to change that. We
Yeah.
have, and you know what? Today, 7 years later, my brother is diabetes free.
Yes.
It's not a terminal illness.
Yes.
It's not terminal.
Yes.
It's not, and it is reversible.
It's
It is
reversible.
reversible.
Dr. Gettings, tell me about foods for brain. You know, we know and talk a lot about dopamine and things like that, and folic acid, B12, B6, micronutrients. Tell us about what we need to be taking to not decline our mental state, or how to help, or what do we need to be eating, and what do we need to eliminate?
So I always tell people, as far as what you need to be consuming for healthy brain, your 4 major categories. Obviously, hydration,
Water.
fatty
Everything
acids.
goes back to water. Y'all notice that?
I mean, because God made it real simple. Water, fatty acids, minerals, and vitamins, period.
Okay.
Now, when you break down minerals, we oftentimes see a lot of marketing about calcium gives you strong bones, but we don't look at other minerals that we need, which include magnesium, zinc, and chromium that we get from fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables. Those are the building blocks for so many neurochemicals in the brain. Our intake of that really helps to promote not only good mood, but just good brain functioning overall. You
Yeah.
have to think of your vitamins, A, C, and E, and also all of your B vitamins. A, C, and E are like your antioxidants. They come in and clean house and get rid of all the debris.
And let's so while you're talking about that, let's bring in Angie, our brain gang person, because
Yes,
she's going to
Angie,
talk.
this is her
She needs to
Brain
come in with the
buffet.
brain buffet. I want to bring Dr. Lee back in because we got a good 15 minutes to round this off. So I want you to meet Dr. Joanne, who's also part of the brain gang, and Angie is one of our brain gang person because she's here. Look at her body. Show them your arm. Show them your pecs, girl. Look at that. How much weight did you lose, Angie?
I've lost over 100 pounds. I mean, in total. Yeah. I had 6 children, but I lost, and it was all from nutrition.
Nutrition. And so I like Angie to come on. Not only is she a brain gang member, but she comes and gives us what we call the brain buffet, but she's a physical, look at her. This is what's possible when you just eat right. So let me bring, is Dr. Lee coming back? And I don't know if Dr. Ivy is here, but I want to bring my brain gang in because we got to, you know, these shows we be getting down and it'll be like, we got 10 minutes. We got to do another part. Joanne, you got to come back.
You got to tell them what to eat.
But you know what? I want to say one thing back to what Dr. Getty said. There are 60 minerals that we're supposed to have daily.
60 minerals, because we can barely hear you. 60 minerals.
60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 to 3 fatty acids, and your antioxidant. That is every day.
Every day. And we can get it from our foods. So when you come back, Dr. Joanne, which is very soon, I'm going to need you to send us that list. We got to show a list of all of that. And we're going to spend a whole hour literally talking about what we should be, those might have blah, blah, blah. But come on, Angie, let's see what you have for the brain buffet. It's time for the brain buffet because I want to get into it. I need to know what you got going on.
Well, my brain buffet tip of the day, and I am absolutely loving this conversation today. I felt like I was just a spectator and I wasn't part of the show today because I'm like enjoying this so much. So Dr. Gettings and Dr. Joanne, I'm absolutely loving.
And then bring Dr. Lee in. Why not? We can't hear you anymore. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So and this is what I teach my children first and foremost, and then everyone else who asks me my opinion. I tell people to think like a hunter-gatherer. This is the way God created us, to be hunters and gatherers. And Dr. Joanne, you made like an amazing point earlier when you said that our bodies are our vehicles and we need to.
You're still, you went mute again.
She probably gonna.
Oh my gosh. Okay, can you hear me?
We heard you. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I tell my children this because this is the only way I can get it to wrap around their brain. If you bought a Lamborghini, which to them is super fancy, well, to most of the world is super fancy, right? You buy a Lamborghini, like a super fancy car. Would you put mud in the gas tank of that Lamborghini and expect
No,
it to run
girl.
fabulous?
That whole part.
No. And then they're like, oh, all right, I get it. So our bodies are our Lamborghinis.
That's
This is
right.
the one and only body that God gave us. And it is the most amazing vehicle that has ever been invented or will ever be invented.
Yes.
And God also gave us the tools or the resources outside. That's why I say think like a hunter gatherer, live like a hunter and gatherer, because back in the day, the hunters and gatherers would move their bodies every day, so they would exercise. They would be hunting for animals, but you wouldn't get, it's not like you can say, oh, at 5 o'clock, we're going to have dinner because there's going to be an animal running by that we can kill, right? No,
Right.
They didn't know when they were going to kill an animal. So they had to really, for the most part, gather. And that's why the base of our diets should be what's found in nature that we can go gather. The easy things like the leafy green vegetables, the fruits, the nuts, those types of things should be what we are mostly eating.
So
And
give
then
us some buffet. Give us some buffet, Angie.
so my one, if I was to give one food, my one buffet tip of the day would be wild blueberries, because wild
Ooh, I
Whoa.
love
yes,
blueberries. Yes,
they're
clap.
super delicious.
I
Their
have a whole
color
thing
comes
downstairs.
from, yes, their color comes from the amazing amount of antioxidants that are inside of blueberries. And blueberries are the strongest, most resilient fruit out there. So why wouldn't you want to put the strongest, most resilient fruit into your body so that your body can become strong and resilient like the blueberry? And wild blueberries are have 2 times more antioxidants than the regular blueberry. So my brain buffet tip of the day is to consume on a daily basis wild blueberries. That is the best
Wild
tip for
blueberries.
And think like a hunter and gatherer.
Yes.
That was
Girl,
good.
I eat it every day.
Oh, they're so delicious too. They're
Yeah.
incredibly
I do
delicious.
too.
Yes, they
So
are.
we got a good 8 minutes. I got to bring you in earlier, Angie, because you be getting down like Dr.
Yes,
Geddes be
you gotta
getting
bring me
down.
in.
Y'all,
You could bring me
we
to
gotta-
the party anytime. I love
Yes.
we
it.
have to
Yes.
do this show. This is not a one-off. It was just too much. It's too loaded. It's too much. But let's take some takeaways. So Dr. Lee, take us some takeaways on your part of this Brain Gang team. What can you tell our Brain Joes about your role in this before you go?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. My role is to provide as much manpower, as much help as we can do to get this community initiative off the ground. I feel that we have to go out and reach the community ourselves and to get testing done to the Black communities, to the underserved communities, because sometimes they're not going to come to us. Sometimes they're not going to know where to go. We have to reach out to them and give them the opportunity to get to know Dr. Gaddings, to get to know Dr. Tate, to get to know Angie. And it's up to us to take that first step as
Yeah.
professionals who's in the community working, who has the knowledge of medicine, who knows what is needed for these people. So I want to bring that service. Also the phlebotomy school, which if you don't have people who can draw blood, then essentially you don't have a way of
You can't
testing the
even
body.
assess it.
You can't
Exactly. And
assess it.
you're a medical doctor that cares. That's different than what I
Absolutely.
just got blown
And
away.
and I
Medical
started
medicine.
and I started in the area of being a phlebotomy technician and then growing in the field and learning, and it actually broadened my horizon in medicine, which gave me a higher attraction. The blood holds so much information. It gives you knowledge about your past,
Like
your
AC Green,
present,
it's in the
and
blood,
your
honey.
future. And your
AC.
future.
In
Okay?
the
It
blood.
gives you knowledge about your past. Where did you come from? Your present. Where are you now? And where are you leading towards? Your
Mm,
future. So it's important and essential to know on a not only just a spiritual level, a physical level, but holistically
Yes.
what's going on. We can give you the numbers, okay? Dr. Gaddings and Dr. Tate can give you the coaching. I can give you the coaching, and we can direct you in the right path to know where to go to
yes.
get the best help.
Thank you, Scott. She was on our brain. She does the dressing, you guys. Remember in Mariano's, our Heart Healthy Communities Foundation love reaching out and educating the community. Thank you. So if you want to get in touch with Dr. Malcolm Lee and find out more information about how you can register to become part of the phlebotomy, go to Dallas at 708-545-2446, 708-545-2446. And you can get information too on that screening. So give us a call and we can set you up with your appointments. Okay. All right, Dr. Tate, what you got to say? What do you want to leave? Because you're coming back a whole bunch of times. It's too much. It'd be too much information.
One thing I do want to say is the fact that Dr. Getty and Dr. Lee are medical doctors, and they have, oh my goodness, what I've been asking for 20 years.
Wow.
Because there's going to be patients that don't want to listen to me because they're afraid of me. Because if they don't understand, energy is energy, whether it's an MRI or X-ray machine or my hands. It's the same theory, the same concept, but they can bring that person in to see me where I couldn't. But where the person that doesn't want to go to the doctor to confirm what I'm telling them, I can bring them to them. So as a partnership, we could be awesome.
Okay, Cynthia, you had something to say? You're on the air.
Thank you. I was wanting to say, you guys are talking about food and it's amazing. And can you hear me?
I can hear you. We all can hear you.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say that you guys are talking about food and it's amazing, and that I just myself since January lost over 18 pounds. Awesome. And I had joined this Kingdom Health Academy online.
Kingdom Health Academy. Okay.
Kingdom Health Academy. And it's different. It's not like a diet or anything like that. It's a lifestyle change, which is the word I was looking for. And it's ongoing. It's not do it for 6 weeks, 12 weeks, and stop or nothing like that. And it's geared to help you pray and ask God what you specifically need to do in your life. And they also teach you to habit stack.
Wow.
And it has awesome revelations that I hadn't heard about food before and everything. And they pray with you, even prophesy.
Ooh.
It's an awesome experience. And I was just doing a free challenge for 5 days and messed around. The person that won the first prize, which was 30 days, gave it to me, and I didn't even know it. And they contacted me, and then they even put cash towards my journey. So,
girl, where is this place, and what euphoria of life does this exist? Is this in Chicago, or where is it?
It's online.
It's online. Okay, so you're gonna have to text it to me. We're gonna bring you back. You got to get in touch with our show so we can talk about this, because we're gonna keep doing this. And I believe what you're saying, Cynthia. I agree.
It's the real thing.
We talk about this a lot on, I don't know if you ever watch The Brain Truth. I don't know if you follow us. Yeah. Okay, so we do the whole brain, body, and soul. We believe that, you're looking at Dr. Joanne, who prayed with me, who gave me nutrition, combination of mindfulness. I'm off my blood pressure medicine. I don't know how I did it, but I know I started forgiving people. I started raising my vibration, and then I started passing out. I started dropping. Every time I woke up, I faint because my blood pressure was dropping, because I didn't need the medicine no more, because I was already forgiving people and loving on people,
Yeah. Even years ago when I had lost over 30 pounds, they took me off of blood pressure medicine because my heart rate was low. I went to the hospital for a pain in my lower abdomen and got there, and they said my heart rate was low. I was going to step out the door and go to church and had to go to the ER. You don't know it's low.
Right.
If I didn't have that pain, I wouldn't have went to the ER.
Amen.
And they're like, you don't need this medicine for your blood pressure anymore. You lost those pounds and your body adjusted.
Well, I appreciate you, Cynthia, for calling in. I want you to text me your info so we can get you on the show and tell us more about this place that's heaven on earth. And congrats for listening and being a part of the conversation and losing that weight. Congrats to you, girl.
I'm gonna keep going. Thanks for taking my call.
All right. Thank you, Brain Joe. We love you.
Love you.
So there you go, y'all. All right. Dr. Gettings, what you got? Oh, was Dr. Joanne? Was she leaving us with parting words?
I'm finished. You guys can go.
You finished? You good? Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you want to get in touch with Dr. Joanne? I don't want y'all all call all too much. I mean, I want y'all to, but she be mad. I be calling her a lot, y'all. But anyway, if you want to get in touch with Dr. Joanne Tate, she's a holistic practitioner, 773-485-1328. And you can reach her at healthisthetruewealth@yahoo.com. Please write this down and take a screenshot, y'all. She can go inside of your body from where she's sitting and energy and vibrate and scan you like an MRI. Trust me, I went through it for many years, backed it up. We're going and getting real radiation for her to confirm it. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not wickety wackety wickety. Do it, then go to the doctor, and then do it again, and then go to the doctor, and then maybe the third time you'll go, okay, Dr. Joanne, what I need to do. Okay? All right. And then Dr. Gettings, end it all for us, honey.
Well, you know, it's so important for us to take care of ourselves. Just like we heard, this is the Lamborghini, boo. You have to take.
Wasn't that brilliant what Angie said?
Right, come on, Angie. This is the Lamborghini. If you
Girl,
don't,
you would put mud in the Lamborghini.
So I just want people to know,
this is mud.
As a brain health specialist, that right now we have about 58 million people living with Alzheimer's. By the year 2050, we're going to have about 88 million. And I want you all to just take a look around you, look in your grocery stores, look at what you put in your body. And you ask me, is it on accident? Do you think it's on accident that the way food is marketed to you through flavor enhancement, through color enhancement, through sweetener enhancement? I mean, we enhancing everything but our health. Okay, so at the end of the day, your brain is connected to everything. You cannot have a healthy heart and have a healthy brain. It just doesn't exist. It's not possible. Exactly. So get serious about what you put inside of you. Get serious about it, and don't just blindly follow trends and eat things because they're on commercials and because they taste good. Ask yourself, why do I want that? Why do I want more popcorn, more chips? And what is it doing for me?
And you can eat this.
Nothing.
This is good. I'm over here. Y'all see me? I was eating through the whole show.
It's probably not as addictive though, Allison. So, you know.
It is a girl. These boo-boo chips taste just like, I don't mean to call it boo-boo chips, but they make you go to the bathroom, which is healthy because you want to go boo-boo.
To the bathroom. People need, that's a form of detoxing, okay? We are living in epidemics of constipation, heart disease, brain disease. People are diseased in this world. And we need to look at our plates and look at the history. Didn't we even touch on history today? We glorifying foods that actually represent what we were given as slaves. We need to be educated about how your body works, because I guarantee you nothing in the brain is dependent on a chitlin. I'll tell you that right now.
These chips are good. Ask him. You can eat a whole bag of these. I mean, they do taste like nacho cheesy.
Well, I was just saying that I'm sure the company isn't trying to addict the people who are buying it like some of the other companies.
They're keeping this on the low because it has a lot of potassium. 150 milligrams of potassium. It's like eating a banana.
And no colors, no dyes. You're not eating petroleum.
It's good, y'all. I'm not playing. Y'all, I'm not skinny. I'm no skinny vegan. I'm healthy, but I'm not skinny. But I'll be getting down, eating my stuff. But anyway, okay. Well, Dr. Gettings, you got to come back. It felt like we left a lot of stuff on the table. I really feel like
nutrition is such a broad topic, but
it's such a broad topic.
We gave them the nuggets. We gave them
the nuggets. So I pray, you guys, that you guys were listening, that you took a little bit of what we were talking about. You go in your cabinets if you dare us to go in your cabinets and remove this stuff out of yourself. You can Google the foods and then come back and call us in a few weeks. Call Dr. Joanne. Make a decision.
Call us and tell us they're going through withdrawals, Allison.
They're going to go through withdrawal, but guess what? On the other side, you're going to be healthier and skinnier and happier. You ain't going to be evil and mean because this food makes you mad. All right, Dr. Geddes, I love you as usual.
Love you.
Woo! Good food, good mood, y'all. We had a good time on the show today. So I want to talk about next week really quick. We're going to be celebrating, National Alcohol Awareness Month. That's next week. And then we're going to come on back here and then we're going to bring this back. We'll keep this whole conversation about our diets. So let's ready ourselves right now, guys. Right now for our brain bliss. Let's take some cleansing breaths. As we clear our brain and balance the brain, the body, and the soul. Let's take a deep breath in. And remind yourself, I am a peaceful soul. I am a pure soul. I am capable. I desire healing. And that power of healing is right here within me. I am open to being authentic. I am open to letting go of ego, anger, and attachment. I am open to forgiveness. I am okay. I desire mental, physical, and emotional awareness. I desire clarity, calm, and pure mindfulness. I am okay. I will receive love and give love freely. I am open to a deeper connection to Source. I am love. I am love. Be well. Thank you, Braingels. And remember, repair, reclaim, and renew. And that's the Brain Truth. I see you next week.
Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb. But much deeper than that, love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear, but greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love.